Welcome to this week's podcast. So, at the end of the year, I like to do often a little like tidbit or snippet as to what's coming next. So, as you probably know, we've been a nonprofit for a couple of years now, and we've spent the last 2 years really cultivating a space over at Ariel's Light of parent ministry, of helping you to be a better parent, understand parenting concepts, and really strengthen your journey, whether that be from the space of understanding the spiritual aspect of festivals or just understanding your own inner work and how to get over yourself and all of those pieces. So we've been doing that for the last 2 years, and we will be continuing to do that. You can always access all of the past calls, and those calls all have a meditation. Many of them have a children's story, and some of them even have You're With Me with our You're With Me teacher from Seasons of Seven, Miss Tiffany. So you have those at your disposal that you can go and you can consume in our candle membership, and you'll see a link to that down below here. And that candle membership also has some other perks as well. The reason why I want to talk to you today is because I want to tell you what's coming next year. So I've got the first 6-ish months laid out, and I'm just really actually excited. So in January, and this is important if you're a business owner, we are running our biz schooling class. And it was something that we did as a program before, but I'm going to run it as a 1-day class. And it is going to be perfect for anybody who is running a business and homeschooling. So there are so many things that go into that, so many pieces that tend to get missed. And then you start to feel like a hot mess and you're frustrated because you feel guilty when you spend time on your business and you aren't getting enough time with your kids, and then you feel guilty when you're not when you're with your kids and not spending time on your business. We're going to talk about all of those pieces, how I've navigated them for many, many years and homeschooled very successfully. So I want to I'm just super excited. So I want to invite you to that one. That will be on January 12th. And again, you'll find the link to register for that down below. Absolutely free. I mean, that's something that I'm super excited about this year. So I'm bringing some pieces that I've been wanting to bring for a long time. And because I'm bringing them in our ministry, they're absolutely free for you to come live. So I am super excited about that. So that will be in January. We're going to be covering that. So talk to any of if you're not a business owner, but you have friends that are business owners and are homeschooling, invite them, because anybody who has had these struggles, I want to be able to help them. It is a beautiful blessing to run a business and be at home with my kids and homeschool them. It is something that I've done for many, many years, and I love sharing what works and what doesn't. So we're going to be talking about that in January. Then from February through the summer, through the first part of the summer, I am bringing you a program that has been on my heart for a long time. We get so many questions, and we've covered these things in other places, but we're going to bring them all together in one place. So from February to about June, there will be 2 calls a month instead of just one. And we will be covering these topics more in depth, and we will be allowing for some Q&A. So if you are struggling with these basics, it's called Peaceful Foundations is a program. And again, like I said, it's been sitting on my heart for many years as I've worked with and really brought other pieces of it together. But this is the first time I'm bringing all of it in one space. Um, we have a lot of it in our Thinking, Feeling, Willing program, but this is a deeper space. And so I want you, even if you have, if I'm going to say things and you're going to say, oh, but I've already done all that and nothing is helping. That repetition is often what is needed as we are going through and learning new things. You're not the same person you were maybe when you heard it the first time. And so as you are hearing it this time, there might be some nuances that you're picking up on because you've grown since then. So again, that program is called Peaceful Foundations. We will have all the registrations up for that on our Ariel's light site shortly, but we are going to cover on Peaceful Foundations. I'm just going to tell you. So the very first month, we're going to just discuss this concept of having a peaceful foundation, like in your life all the time, even when things are bad, like in your kids all the time, even when things are bad, like all of that. So we're going to talk about like sort of cultivating these 6 keys, and then we're going to break them out over the months. So we're going to start with this Peaceful Foundations piece, like what is it? And there'll be a workbook, and there'll be meditation prompts. So that first call, we'll be discussing, like I said, what it is to be a peaceful foundation and these keys to having a peaceful home. And then we're going to be discussing all the foundational pieces that belong to rhythm, because that is something that I talk about a lot, and it's something that people seem to not be able to get enough of. We had a rhythm reboot course a couple of months ago, and people were so engaged, and I find that it's such a needed topic, and it is so much more important to discuss it than it is to just make a pretty rhythm chart. So we'll make a pretty rhythm chart, but that's after we've done all the work. Then the second month, we're going to be talking about like navigating being present, and how fights arise and things arise in your house, whether they be with your partner or your children, during you not being present, and sort of working on that space of really being present. Then we'll also be talking about the human needs and temperament. Now, we talked about that a bit, excuse me, last summer. Or summer before last, actually, and we went into depth. And so this will be more of a skimming, but we're going to have some more conversation, because we'll have a lot of Q&A going on. And so I really want you to dive deeply into this space of yourself and truly knowing yourself, because when you truly know yourself, you know how to be present. You know how to not lose your ish at your kids. You know how to not lose it at your husband. Like, you know all of these things when you know yourself. You know what your triggers are, and you truly can understand how to control your triggers and how to nourish yourself so that you're not triggered. So important. So important. Then in month 3, we're going to talk about relationships, parenting, also co-parenting. So if you've got a co-parenting situation, what your non-negotiables are. So that's this truly core parenting piece that then informs your values as you're walking forward. We'll also be talking about seeing temperament as inner work, and how you can utilize it as inner work, sort of working through some things that are coming up for you. Month 4, we're going to talk about decoding your trauma as your balance, your temperament, and also like playing the temperament game, which is just so fun. I mean, that's like something Eric and I do all the time. We're kind of nerds when it comes to temperament. We'll do it in a movie, after a movie, or when we've been at a family function and we're like, oh my gosh, that was so crazy. So when you understand temperament and you can see it in other people, it makes you feel so much better at interacting with them. And it makes you understand why they do the things they do and they say the things they say. So that will be a fun piece. And we'll also then spend the last month 5, on finding a spiritual places to connect to, and really like it. Many people lost their spiritual home or walked away from their spiritual home in the last few years. And a lot of people reach out to me and talk to me about that. And I wanted you to know that like you're not alone, and it is safe to have a faith space. It's also safe to have different beliefs about God than other people have. It's safe. I find that the mysteries of God and Christ specifically are some of the most misunderstood mysteries that we have as humans. And so, if you have walked away from your faith space because of a difference of opinion or something that happened, My heart goes out to you. I completely understand. And we're going to be sort of talking about how we find that spiritual home and how we bring that to our children, because we have a responsibility as parents to really bring our children up in a spiritual space where they understand these seekings before they're in their 30s. We don't want them to we don't want them to stumble and fumble around in the dark like maybe we have. And so allowing us to lay a foundation for them to help them is a really important part of our parenting. The very last call will be about discussing joy in the journey and how we can create this joyful space, and you can really live from your values and live from who you are and bring that to your family and stand in that firmly. So I'm super excited. Like I said, January through June, we've got it all laid out. All of the dates will be available on our gathering page here very shortly. So be looking for those. And I hope I will see you. I'm super excited. If you've got any questions, please drop us a note. We're happy to answer it for you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day.
Are you looking for a company that checks all the boxes? Waldorf Essentials provides homeschool curriculum written by homeschoolers for homeschoolers. We provide many options from digital to hard copies and individual blocks. Visit waldorfessentials.com.